a lot to me growing up. I had both jerseys, 8 and 24, growing up. I feel like I studied his footwork game because I respected it. I think it's top 2 of all time. But, I mean, that's tough, man. You know, I was on the way to the arena when I got the news. You know, I just sent my prayers to his family. You know, you just hate to see what happened to him and his daughter. You just hope the world would give the Bryant family all the support they need.
Was it difficult coming out here to play today because of the news?
At first, it was a little difficult. Couldn't focus at first. You know, one of the greatest taken away from us too soon. But his impact will forever be a part of this game. He's a legend. Legends never die, so I mean, he will forever be remembered.
He's obviously one of the hardest workers the game's ever seen, one of the greatest players the game's ever seen, and he's also a great father. You know, I really don't know what to say, man. You know, it was hard for me to play today. I'm just glad we got the win.
Do you have a favorite moment or maybe an interaction you had with Kobe that kind of stands out with you?
I didn't meet him until my rookie year, but I mean, just growing up, I mean, he's on the TV all the time. You know, everybody wants to be Kobe, shooting shots in the trash can, you know, when you're a little kid in school yelling Kobe. So, I mean, his influence on everybody is, you know, tremendous.
Just knowing him personally, I know he'd have wanted me to come out here and try to ball and, you know, still just be great. So, you know, that's what I tried to do tonight.
Can you describe the mood amongst your teammates?
I mean, everybody's sad, you know what I mean? You know, words can explain his impact he had on this floor. You know, the emotional impact he had on everybody, you know what I mean? You know, we're a team from LA, so we know LA's history with him. And, you know, I mean, it's just sad.
It seemed like both teams tonight, both the Clippers and the Magic, came out a little out of sorts, probably because of the news today. What was the key in getting you guys to recover and to win this game and end the road trip on a positive?
I mean, you know, before the game, we ran out the clock 24 seconds, you know, for Kobe, and then they got a half-court violation, 8 seconds to do a tribute towards him. So, you know, just things like that would just, you know, keep the game out of whack. And, I mean, like I said, just, you know, you end up getting your adrenaline.
My first All-Star game in 2014, I think it was. I sat next to him pretty much the whole game. I didn't play a lot, and he was hurt, but he was on the team. And on the bench, he just was, you know, just dropping so much knowledge on me and just kind of comforting me. Like, when you get out there, just shoot. You know, be confident. You belong here. You could have been here last year. You know, just his words meant so much to me in that time. And after that game, he was just like, you know, keep in touch. And I was kind of nervous to even reach out to him or anything like that, but I did. And just how he always got back to me. He always had encouraging things to say and honest things to say. You know, we just kind of developed a friendship from there. So it's just sad, you know, because I didn't take, you know, the friendship and my access to him for granted, but I just wish I would have taken more advantage of it and said more. Just because you don't expect things like this to happen. You know, you don't expect it to happen so fast. And, you know, it seemed like he was, you know, starting to do really, really well post-career. You know, so for it to just come to an end like that is, you know, it's really sad and really unfortunate, man. You know, I don't even know how we supposed to play this game tonight. You know, it's just one of those things that make you sick to your stomach. You know, it's disturbing, and it's bigger than just, you know, our heroes and people we looked up to dying. You know, it's deeper than that. You know, so it's painful, and it still seems like it's not real. So I don't even think everybody's, you know, true emotions have kicked in yet. You know, because it doesn't seem real.
Everything, the conversations we had. You know, I've known Kobe since he was 15 years old. And I was 16, playing AAU basketball. And we go through 18 years of competing and talking junk and about to fight each other and congratulating each other and hating each other, enjoying each other in 18 years. And it's tough to pick one. And, you know, I don't want to disappoint you when I come up with one, but I mean, one of the ones is, I think, playing against him for the last time, I want to say in Memphis, our last battle, just remember talking with him during and after, because we didn't have a lot of conversation during the game often. And if it wasn't friendly, even though we played against each other. And that's what I enjoyed, and that's just what it was. But I think just talking to him and just, I remember asking him, was he ready to retire? He's like, he's ready. And I was like, how are you going to handle it? After 20 years of doing something, how do you handle it? He's like, I'll be okay. He's ready, and he said he's going to figure out. Move forward to when we had a conversation in New Jersey after the game. Kind of revert back to that conversation, and I was like, how is it? He's like, he was the happiest he's been, and getting the opportunity to see his girls grow up, helping his daughter figure out the game and understanding how he understood it, and you can see that in her game at a young age. And the next thing we talked about was, he asked me if I was ready. And it was if I was ready to handle it. I was just, I'm back and forth with it all the time. And he's like, you'll enjoy it. It's peaceful. And he said that's when he said he was at his happiest. And he said, we'll connect soon and we'll talk about it.
Reaction now from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's very difficult for me to put in words how I feel about the loss of Kobe Bryant. As a young boy, I met him when he was 11 or 12 years old. I was friends with his dad, Joe. We were former adversaries. Joe played for the 76ers, but he was a good friend and someone that I shared a friendship. And it's hard for me to understand now how this is affecting Joe and his wife. So to Kobe's family, I want to send my most sincere and heartfelt regrets and prayers, and my thoughts are with you guys. Kobe was an incredible family man. He loved his wife and daughters. He was an incredible athlete and a leader in a lot of ways. He inspired a whole generation of young athletes. He was one of the first ones to leave high school and come into the NBA and do so well, dominating the game and becoming one of the best scorers that the Los Angeles Lakers has ever seen. I had the privilege of being there when he scored his 81-point game, and it was something that I will always remember as one of the highlights of the things that I have learned and observed in sports. Kobe, my thoughts are with you.
I don't know. I just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody who knew him, known him a long time. And, he means a lot to me, obviously. He was such a great opponent, It's what you want in sports. He had that.
What he accomplished as a basketball player, as a businessman and a storyteller, and as a father. In the game of basketball, in life, as a parent, Kobe left nothing in the tank. He left it all on the floor. Maybe it surprised people that Kobe and I were very close friends. But we were very close friends. Kobe was my dear friend. He was like a little brother. Everyone always wanted to talk about the comparisons between he and I. I just wanted to talk about Kobe. You know, all of us have brothers and sisters, little sisters who, for whatever reason, always tend to get in your stuff, your closet, your shoes, everything. It was a nuisance, if I can say that word. But that nuisance turned into love over a period of time, just because the admiration that they had for you as big brothers or big sisters. The questions, they're wanting to know every little detail about life that they were about to embark on. He used to call me, text me, 11:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, talking about post-up moves, footwork, and sometimes the triangle. At first, it was an aggravation. But then it turned into a certain passion. This kid had passion like you would never know. And it's an amazing thing about passion. If you love something, if you have a strong passion for something, you would go to the extreme to try to understand or try to get it. Either ice cream, Cokes, hamburgers, whatever you have a love for. If you have to walk, you would go get it. If you have to beg someone, you would go get it. What Kobe Bryant was to me was the inspiration that someone truly cared about the way I played the game or the way that he wanted to play the game. He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be. To do that, you have to put up with the aggravation, the late night calls, or the dumb questions. I took great pride as I got to know Kobe Bryant that he was just trying to be a better person, a better basketball player. We talked about business. We talked about family. We talked about everything. And he was just trying to be a better person. Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next. I told my wife I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want to see that for the next 3 or 4 years. That is what Kobe Bryant does to me. I'm pretty sure Vanessa and his friends all can say the same thing. He knows how to get to you in a way that affects you personally, even though if he's being a pain in the ass. But you ever have a sense of love for him and the way that he can bring out the best in you. And he did that for me. I remember maybe a couple of months ago, he sends me a text. And he's saying, I'm trying to teach my daughter some moves. And I don't know what I was thinking or what I was working on. But what were you thinking about when you were as you were growing up, trying to work on your moves? I said, what age? He says, 12. I said, 12, I was trying to play baseball. He sends me a text back saying, laughing my ass off. And this was at 2 o'clock in the morning. But the thing about him was we could talk about anything that related to basketball, but we can talk about anything that related to life. And we, as we grow up in life, rarely have friends that we can have conversations like that. Well, it's even rare when you can grow up against adversaries and have conversations like that. I went and saw Phil Jackson in 1999 or maybe 2000. I don't know when Phil was here in LA. And I walk in and Kobe's sitting there. And the first thing, I'm in a suit. First thing Kobe said, did you bring your shoes? No, I wasn't thinking about playing. But his attitude to compete and play against someone he felt like he could enhance and improve his game with. To me, that's what I loved about the kid. Absolutely loved about the kid. No matter where he saw me, it was a challenge. And I admired him because his passion, you rarely see someone who's looking and trying to improve each and every day, not just in sports, but as a parent, as a husband. I am inspired by what he's done and what he shared with Vanessa and what he's shared with his kids. I have a daughter who's 30 who just became a grandparent. And I have 2 twins. I have twins at 6. I can't wait to get home to become a girl dad and to hug them and to see the love and the smiles that they bring to us as parents. He taught me that just by looking at this tonight, looking at how he responded and reacted with the people that he actually loved. These are the things that we will continue to learn from Kobe Bryant. To Vanessa, Natalia, Bianca, Capri, my wife and I will keep you close in our hearts and our prayers. We will always be here for you, always. I also want to offer our condolences and support to all the families affected by this enormous tragedy. Kobe gave every last ounce of himself to whatever he was doing. After basketball, he showed a creative side to himself that I didn't think any of us knew he had. In retirement, he seemed so happy. He found new passions, and he continued to give back as a coach in his community. More importantly, he was an amazing dad, amazing husband, who dedicated himself to his family and who loved his daughters with all his heart. Kobe never left anything on the court. And I think that's what he would want for us to do. No one knows how much time we have. That's why we must live in the moment. We must enjoy the moment. We must reach and see and spend as much time as we can with our families and friends and the people that we absolutely love. To live in the moment means to enjoy each and every one that we come in contact with. When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe, a piece of you died, or else you wouldn't be here. Those are the memories that we have to live with and we learn from. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please rest in peace, little brother.